Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Aftab. It was always good to hear your overview of the industry. So next, I'd like to welcome Zaidan Nabosi. He's the e-mobility business manager, EV chargers infrastructure at ABB. He is a seasoned e-mobility professional with over 12 years of experience with a background in sales, business development, and technical expertise. Zaid is dedicated to advancing sustainable transportation, and he's going to be discussing enabling sustainable mobility through EV charging infrastructure in Saudi Arabia, to show how we can drive e-mobility in the kingdom. It's always good to see ABB here, given they have so many chargers throughout the kingdom. So if we can give him a big round of applause, please.
Hello everyone. I would like to thank Automechanika for inviting me for this session. And I would like also to thank my company ABB to allow me to present in front of you. Today we will talk about the enabling sustainable e-mobility using the EV charger infrastructure. As you know, the transportation sector is a major source for air pollution currently and the greenhouse gas emission. So the EV cars and the electric vehicles offer a clean alternative solution for the gas pollution and alternative solution for to reduce the emission, and that will happen by building a robust EV charger infrastructure across the kingdom. So we will talk about what is the benefit of the EV chargers, EV cars, what's the challenges to have our infrastructure here in the kingdom, and how to support and what's the way for sustainability in the kingdom. So we will start talking about the benefit of the EV cars in general. So EV cars will for sure will reduce the greenhouse emissions and will support and will help to reduce the pollution, air pollution in the world. And also, the EV cars is a more efficient than the traditional powered car, the gasoline powered car, and it reduces the greenhouse emission overall. The EV cars is quieter than the traditional cars, and it could be cheaper options and for the users to operate and maintain in general. So that is in general the benefit of the EV cars. Now, what are the challenges for the adoption to the transformation to the EV cars and to have EV cars? So the first one is the lack of charging infrastructure, and the second one is the consumer habit and perception. The third one is the cost and range annexity for the EV cars, and the fourth one is the power grid capacity. And still here we have oil dependency in the kingdom. So in order to overcome all these challenges, what exactly we need? We need the government support. And how it happened, this government support? It happens in the two things. We have the regulation part and we have the investment part. The regulation part, we can see it as in SASO, how they put the regulation for the government. They regulate the EV cars, the standard for the EV cars, and also they are putting regulations for the EV charger infrastructure itself. So a part of the government support also, as I said, is the investment. So if we can see recently, the government, they announced a lot of initiatives investing in different, in the e-mobility sector in general. We can see SEER, we can see Lucid, we can see AVIQ, the new company for EV charger infrastructure. We can see a lot of initiatives from the government investing in the battery also, manufacturing the batteries. So all of these investments and all of these supports from the regulation part and from the investment part, it supports the adoption to the sustainable mobility. The second point is the EV charger infrastructure. For sure, the EV charging, having a robust EV charger infrastructure in the kingdom, it will help us a lot for the adoption. So when you have a different type of EV chargers, the fast charging and the slow charging with a different capacity, and spread it around the kingdom, it will allow us for fast moving to the sustainable mobility, and it will allow us for the adoption of the EV charger infrastructure for EV usage. The third point is the public awareness and perception. So for sure, the public awareness is one of the main factors enabling the people to transfer to use EV cars. It is something you need for sure a lot of advertising, a lot of marketing, a lot of campaigns talking about the EV and what is the benefit for using EV cars. So creating a public awareness and perception is important for the sustainability, for adoption to the sustainability and availability of the cars for the kingdom. And nowadays we can see a lot of cars available now in the kingdom. We can see Hyundai, we can see BYD, we can see a lot of cars available in the kingdom here. So that is something, it will support the adoption to the e-mobility part. And for sure the range of these cars, for sure it will help us having cars with a long range driving. It will help us for the sustainable mobility and the adoption. And then the private sector investment, for sure, not only the government, investment from the government, the private sector, they invest on that, they should invest on that. Like where we can see Electromin, they are investing in their networks, they are building their own infrastructure. We can see also different players working in the same sector, developing their own infrastructure. And then the collaboration and partnership between all of these parties, it's important to support the adoption to the e-mobility. So how we will have the robust infrastructure, and how the infrastructure will help to adopt to the e-mobility. For sure, improve the driver confidence. Once I have the EV charger infrastructure available in the kingdom, it will convince me to adopt and use the EV cars. And when I have the EV chargers everywhere scattered in the let's say between Riyadh and Dammam, Riyadh and Qasim, on route chargers in the cities, all of these things, it will help me to adopt and change to the EV cars and use the e-mobility and use the electric cars. And the second one is the various options with the different locations. As we explained, when we have the AC chargers and the DC chargers, slow and fast chargings in the network, it will help me also to adopt to the using the to use the EV cars. And the third one is the efficient and fast charging network, which we can see here now currently in EVIC. And now they are building their own infrastructure, fast charging infrastructure. It will allow me to charge my cars within 20 minutes or maybe less than 20 minutes. So that is something will help us to adopt to the e-mobility business. And in the end is the scalable and adaptable network featuring flexible charging solution and the grid integration, because the grid integration is one of the main important thing once we have the infrastructure, EV infrastructure. In conclusion, in order to adapt to the e-mobility business, we for sure, the key aspect of mitigating climate is the adoption to the e-mobility business. One of the major challenges for the e-mobility transition is charging infrastructure availability. Several stakeholders are engaged in accelerating the e-mobility adoption in the kingdom. And e-mobility's bright future depends on innovation EV charging networks. That's in general a quick presentation. If you have any question, allow me to answer you. Thank you.
Hello Zid, how are you?
I'm good.
what is the time or when you think that the full adoption KSA will reach to this point? What's your expectation for that?
And to be honest, now we are in the beginning of the stage here in Saudi Arabia. The initiatives are there, the investors are there, so the adoption will be. We started already the adoptions. Maybe by 2025, it will be accelerated more. We will see more chargers, more incomers once we see a widespread EV charger infrastructure. So maybe in 2025, I expect something will happen, especially when also Sear maybe they will launch their cars, Lucid they will start the production here. So I think all of these factors it will support the adoption.
Hope so. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey Zaid, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
When can we expect mega charging happen in Saudi Arabia?
Still, it is too early to have the mega charger here. As a ABB, we are developing the chargers and we are doing the trials and tests in Europe to check the interoperability with the tracks, with the heavy cars, vehicles. So still the concept it's already launched, but I think it's still early to have it here.
Hi Zaid,
Hi,
good afternoon.
good afternoon.
This is Adil. I have a quick question. Considering that Saudi Arabia comprises of a lot of distance to be traveled, right? From one city to the other, it's close to about 1,000 to 1,200 kilometers. So the focus for the charging infrastructure, what is your suggestion? Should be urban focused or highway focused?
Can you repeat because I didn't hear you well
Sorry,
because of
no problem. Yeah. So as you know, Jeddah, Riyadh, Dammam, the heartline of Saudi Arabia, they are separated by a long distance, right?
Yes,
1,000 to
yes.
1,200
Correct.
kilometers. So the focus of developing the infrastructure, what would be your suggestion? Should it be urban focused, city focused, or highway focused?
Yeah, for sure it should be in both parties because as a travelers and as a users for EV cars, I should find the chargers everywhere scattered to allow me to use that cars. So it should not be only focused on the cities or the urban area inside the cities, but also outside the cities in the road between Dammam and Riyadh, let's say, or Qasim and Riyadh. That is also one of the main important to have the adoptions, to accelerate the adoptions to the EV mobility, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So can I just ask, because I've seen them, but you actually have Terra chargers
Yes.
in the kingdom. So tell us a little bit more about ABB Terra and the speeds that you can get.
Yeah, actually, we have now as an ABB, we have a different type of chargers as most of you are aware about it. We have the AC chargers and the DC chargers. The fastest one we have here is the Terra 360, which used in the EVIC networks. That one you can see it in the Riyadh front. You can charge your car within 10 to 15 minutes fully charging. So that's what we have actually here. And for sure we have different capacities for the DC chargings and the AC chargings which allow us to charge different times and different type of chargings. Thank you. Thank you.